Come here. I'm going to teach you 4 things that you should be doing to get better results from your marketing activities. Now, marketing and brand building at their core are about 2 key things. One is making sure that customers know about your product, and then the second is driving trial and penetration of your product. And the mistake most small business owners and entrepreneurs make is they tend to focus on the first thing and think that they've done a bang-up job in terms of their marketing. And they tend to forget about the other component of marketing, which is to make sure that you're actually driving trial and penetration of your product. Trial and penetration, what are those? Trial, put simply, is a measure that tells you of 100 people that are aware of your product, how many of them have actually engaged with your product or service? How many of them have actually tried it out? Penetration is the measure that comes afterwards that says of the 100 people that have actually tried your product, how many of them are continuing to use it? Now, with these 2 measures, the closer you can get to 100, the better you're doing. How close you get your penetration number to 100 is as a result of a number of other factors more linked to your product and the product performance itself. I'll cover those in a later video. What we want to try and do in this video is make sure that you are driving your trial number as close to 100 as possible. Now, again, there are other factors that impact what that trial number is going to be, but the type of executions that you're choosing from a marketing point of view and how you actually execute those makes a massive difference. And these 4 steps make sure that you are thinking about your executions in a way that is going to optimize on that trial number. Step number 1 deals with that first part of marketing that I spoke about, which is creating awareness. That should be a key objective for any marketing execution that you do. Make customers aware of your brand, make sure they know about your product, make sure they know about your service. Just make sure that they know you exist. Again, this is typically where a lot of small business owners stop when it comes to thinking about their marketing activities. When what they should be doing is taking the next steps to make sure that their marketing activities address that second point, which is about driving trial. This is where steps 2 through 4 come in. So step 2 is taking a step back and saying, great, my customers now know that I exist. Do they understand what it is I do? So make sure that your marketing activities, especially when you're still starting out as a small business owner, are driving some sort of education around your value proposition. What is it that a potential customer or client will get as a benefit from interacting with your product or service? Step 3. Now that your customer knows about your product or service and they know what benefit they can derive from it and they've bought into it, you need to make sure that you are giving them a next step. Have a very clear and actionable call to action that tells them what to do next and links them as best as possible to a next step that is going to allow them to close a sale for you. So if you're selling some sort of product, link them through to an e-commerce platform where they can conclude a sale. If you're providing some sort of service, link them to a page where they can book some sort of consult or interact with you. For example, I've included in the description down below a link to my LinkedIn profile. You guys can reach out to me there, we can connect, talk about any sort of commercial strategy needs that you might have on your end. And lastly, point number 4, your customer knows about your product or service. They know what value they're going to get from your product or service, and you've put them through to a place where they can actually now conclude the next step of saying, great, I want to buy this product or I want to interact with your services. At this point, you want to give your customers some sort of incentive to actually buy into your product or service to make sure that you're closing the sale. Because the last thing you want to do is to have done all that work beforehand, and then your customer gets to the point of deciding whether or not they're going to click on the purchase button and they have second thoughts or cold feet. You want to give them some sort of limited time offer that says, if you make this purchase now, we'll give you a 2-for-1 special or some sort of special discount or coupon code that they can use when concluding their transaction. Again, as a practical example, the first 5 people to comment on this video and reach out to me on LinkedIn, I will offer a free 45-minute consult on your commercial strategy needs. We can talk about whatever sort of commercial strategy help you need at the moment. It can be your pricing strategy, your product mix, making sure that you've got the right go-to-market plans in place to make sure that you're winning with your target customers. So again, guys, always remember your marketing needs to deliver on 2 things. 1, make people aware of your brand. Make sure they know about your product or service. And second, and probably more importantly, clear any potential hurdles that they might have to actually making a purchase. If you've watched this far in the video, make sure that you are checking out some of the other videos that I do giving tips and advice like this for small business owners. Please make sure you hit that like button. It really helps in terms of making sure that more people are seeing this content. Thank you guys so much for watching this far. I'll catch you on the next one.